call me fuego. 93 like me. Fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. It's okay though, she no way home. Better life on the day.
I think Victim from the future probably is the last team there as we go into our final game of the night. Of course, after this game, we'll have a further look at the leaderboard at the halfway mark. And that's really also what we can sort of gauge from is how many points are going to be required for those teams still in contention. 10 more games, what they will be sort of looking at needing to accomplish in those next 10 games next week to take that top spot, of course, for $100,000. Of course, you can also donate yourselves at home, geekevents.asia/PCS donate, I should say. I'm not sure if that gets posted in the chat. It would be nice if it did. It'd make it a lot easier, but that is something you can look at. Duckman 3 health, though, that's not the start that Made in Thailand fans would like to see, and I don't think he gets out of this one. Savit, of course, with the Scar out versus the pistol. And, well, that's the first player eliminated for the final game of the night. Duckman's going to go and have an early shower.
It's very interesting. He's actually gone straight into like the crater, basically, instead of looting with the rest of his team. Maybe not expecting QC to be dropping there. I'm not sure, but fairly true. Oh, what's going on here? Creatori, they're going to be losing IQ 500. God, Meow, I think he got an SKS in the end there, and it might have been a MAC 10 for IQ 500. Doesn't really matter either way. Couldn't get the gun out in time. What a messy, messy start. Atletico might be eager to take a fight. Tonkei's headed down in towards Flood's direction. That's an interesting rotation from him, but he is sending it. He is out of here. Not sure where the rest of GC is expecting this to be, but Flood is going to get himself an easy pick onto Tonkei just as the blue arrives onto him. So that's a good start there for Atletico, but Flood is now in a spot of bother. At least there's a bike for him available if need be nearby. Ferox into an engagement with Buriram, and finally something goes their way. They get themselves a kill onto Edie. The rest of Buriram are heading in here as well. What is going on? Oh my god, that vehicle is nearly going to run them over, but they seem to be falling to Ferox before anything gets too exciting either way. Kozzy and Grumps holding down the fort. It's a 2-2 split here for Ferox, and they've done it well. God Meow, the last alive. Kozzy might have just spotted him there. If he hasn't, he's given away his position with the door, and Kozzy will finish it off. Buriram out in 15th. What a crazy rotation from Buriram.
Sums it up perfectly. Over to Fury now versus Made in Thailand. Jukes, he finds one onto Escalusia, but he's going to go immediately down to Minoru. Speaking of Minoru, the last one alive for Made in Thailand. Fury have done well thanks to Waikika, Mukau, and Co. Cleaning up the rest. Insight, though, he was the last one in the last game. He at least doesn't get flushed. Not yet. Waikika Mukau throws out the smokes desperately. Better to have two rather than one. Fury have at least made it into this next circle. That same thing cannot be said for a team like Atletico. Still down south. Ferox getting pushed on again.
Oh, man.
But Nikus and Grumps will be able to stop Tony in 7-4-L1. Now they've only got to deal with two. Ferox turning it around here in the final game of the night.
Man, this is a sick 2-2 split. These boys are helping each other out. Crazy work from them. JJ does manage to get the kill in the end there onto Grump, so it's not without loss for Ferox, but quite frankly, they've been fed a lot of points, a lot of kills that they'll be really happy to see that they can pick on up. Now we see the circle shift back right over again on top of La Cobb. And it's, pretty much the same when we really think about it. It's very, very similar to what we saw in game number 4. The mountains are still in, La Cobb's still in, that sort of school-looking building's kind of still in. A little bit further over to the west, as now things might start to come unstuck for Ferox. Nikus is down, Sweet Soul will be finished off, and what was a good start to the game has very quickly been ripped away here by Phoenix Gaming. It's just Kozzy left alive for Ferox. And Fury might get on the move fairly shortly as well, but Phoenix Gaming are watching that.
Well, 2-tap Kush, I guess, now instead of 2-tap Tony. Nicely done. I believe that was before, of course, Buriram rammed to Ferox's compound. Now Ferox are down to just one player left. It's Kozzy. Waikika Mukau, from what I can see on the map, along with Insight. Well, they're going to go straight past, maybe just send it basically to Insight's earlier position in the last game in like Cobb, play around that wall edge. It worked for them last time. They'll pull up short, Kolbs on the edge here. Still 4 up for ArkAngel. Gems has got the high ground for QC4 Horsemen. The rest of them do. They're on top here of Crater.
that's saying
So
it.
it's going to be knocked down. Extreme is the last one up. Never mind. And Atletico, well, their night comes to an end. An unsavory night for Atletico. Disappointing. Fury still in. So is Ferox down south. Entry Fragger close by to QC4 Horsemen. But it's ArkAngel Predator they've got my eyes on that I think will eventually push on to QC4 Horsemen.
I'm a bit interested to actually see where Fury have ended up because I don't think that there's really any cover for them down there at all. They're moving along the road in the direction of Divine. And QC, if they peek over this ridge, are going to have free shots into those Fury boys. Luckily for Fury, QC is being kept honest by VTF and ArkAngel Predator. So Fury are able to rotate it in a little bit safer. But it could be an interesting game here for QC. Big points on offer if this is a sudden shift. And even if it's not, if they can deal with VTF, if they can deal with AAP with this high ground advantage that they have, there's still some opportunities to start farming up a little bit here for Q Confirm, who also have had a bit of a rougher night.
Yeah. Obviously, maybe not as good as their first night, but their second night hasn't been bad by any stretch. I think they've actually been okay. You're not going to play at the super high end every single game, every single moment. Highsaki is going to be by Saki in a minute because Insight's parkoured up.
It's
nice vantage
unbelievable.
point. This is basically the same circle now from the last game at phase 6. Same point, same circle, but not the same game. 10 teams, 26 alive. Still 4 up for the 4 Horsemen from QC. We've still got the 3 Amigos, though, from ArkAngel Predator to deal with. Still in first place, ArkAngel Predator, but tied with GC, who aren't in the game anymore.
Mad Dog in trouble on a big, long rotate out in the open. Does just get across to the Defilade. So he's safe for now, and so is ArkAngel Predator. But they are going to have a pretty rough run here. Maybe they're just going to jump in, go for a drive. Is this going to work this late in the game? I don't know, but they're going to make a try. And seems like they're okay. There's no one really to actually shoot at them here. If they do sort of hold in this bowl, they are sort of at the mercy of the other teams who will be able to choose when the engagements happen. But maybe they'll be able to have a slug there. CJ's gone down. I think they're really just looking for those placement points at this time.
Well, I guess QC feel like, because I don't think QC know that there's still 2 players from Victim from the Future behind them in Entry Frag and RDK. So they probably feel like, okay, we had the mountain, we have this crate, we have the crater. Oh, and now there have been the snakes in the grass that have popped up. RDK gets the knockdown onto Gems. JS is already going to be taken out. As soon as they sent 2 down below, thinking that they could play 2 up, 2 down, now they lose the 2 on the up. Now they've lost that pressure above. Jowman and Svit from below have got a lot of work to do here. And for ArkAngel Predator, though, that was amazing. That was perfect. Now they don't have to worry about a team necessarily above them, besides obviously RDK and Entry Fragger. But I mean, 2 players versus 4, not so bad. This is better for a lot of these teams that are at the center of this circle. Obviously, except for QC.
Just look at they've just been running everywhere. I'd really love to see the the distance traveled stat for this game for these guys, because they have just been running around looking for a position, but they just can't seem to settle on somewhere that they're happy with, which is kind of fair because, you know, there isn't really anywhere ideal for them to go. Hedge their bets north, hope that it goes north. If it doesn't come north, they can rotate across south and, you know, I guess hope for the best. But for now, I think that the hard cover is north. That's where they are.
Waiki Gamukou's got to hit those shots. Killer was watching the crate as well, or maybe was watching the area, the vicinity of the crate. Jowman and Svit have just gone quiet now in their little bowl. They are the center point of this current phase 6 circle, though. Still plenty of time, and there are 4 teams still in Lacob. The other 4 teams are on the south side, and while it just centralizes even more, it does mean that ArkAngel Predator will have to push in, along with, of course, those 2 players down the south on the top of Crater. And while speaking of pushing in, Dr. Logi, Hungbo Ditch, straight into Jowman. You've just fed them 2 kills, spoon-fed them. Easy. You still had Greeny and Kush alive. Phoenix Gaming just threw a 4-man advantage. They were the only team with 4 players alive. Now they're down to 2.
Look at Waikikimukau, man. You cannot be feeling safe in a position like this. Luckily, they've got that massive wall just to their left. So, you know what? Fury might actually be able to play from this position for now. What I'm going to find interesting, though, is that once Larkob is out of the circle, they're going to get pushed from behind. They're going to have to find a way to deal with that. For now, I'd say this game isn't really in their hands. It's in the hands of how the other teams rotate around. VTF are going to have to move off of the high ground as well. I'm not sure where they're going to end up sending it. Perhaps down towards P&G. They'll see that there's 2 players there. They're going to try and potentially send it in onto QC. But this is a rough rotate. Surely not going to work out. They've stopped. They've stuck. They've hit a tree. And, well, poor Oladi K, he only has a tree. He's gone sliding down the hill. I don't know what I'm watching anymore. Somehow he's still alive. How in God's name that is the case is beyond me. Oh, my God. He's even dodged the grenade. How is this guy still alive?
The hell is he still alive? At one point, I thought he almost fell through the floor, to be honest. Turtle, the knockdown on the Vanatika, back over to Larkob here. Divine Esports, a little bit lackluster of Miramar tonight compared to their first night. Turtle now knocked down as well from Flash, who gets a double kill. Or it's soon to be, potentially even a triple. If he can get Levi's, he'll confirm them all, never mind. Levi's saves the day. The double knock from Flash, not confirmed. And Levi's has enough time, and considering they're actually inside of the circle, should be able to actually get the revive. Mad Dog above ArkAngel Predator, above Jowman. Jowman is an angry man, though. Kush, third party. Mad Dog doesn't know where it's from. Nade thrown in towards QC. I imagine it'll get spit, but I don't think... Oh, never mind. I do think this second one from Killer will get Jowman as well. And when you play in that ball position, Jordan, this tends to be the case, what happens towards the end.
Yeah, that bowl really is a death sentence, isn't it? ArkAngel Predator not really wary of their back right now, not aware of Fury, and that is going to be to their detriment. Insight does pick up Killer, gets the point for that. It was a knock from another team, but Fury now give away their position, and that could be their undoing as well. Luckily, they do get a nice circle shift here, actually.
They can watch the road too as well, Jordan, when DivisionX come out.
Oh, they have a nice little bowl, actually, at the top of this, I think. Either way, Mad Dog, he gops a nade, doesn't finish him off. They're okay. But Fury definitely in with a chance here of getting some more points on the board. Miramar seems to be kind to them again today.
Well, now is the time to make some noise for your favorite team still left alive here. The PCS Charity Showdown APAC edition. Divine Esports, DivisionX, ArkAngel Predator. I've just realized there's actually no Thailand teams left in this game. But the Aussies still 2 in. Waikika Mukau with Insight. It's the Vietnam show, though, at the moment. Waikika Mukau, a couple of shots at Greedy. The last one actually registered and he got the knockdown, but immediately finished off from Levi's, who was third partying at the very, very right time. He got that final bullet, the one that mattered more than anything. Insight knocked down.
Yeah, they're in the smoke. They're getting the res. Insight being the hero from the last game. Can it be Waikika Mukau this time? And Kush, well, he's in a pretty bad spot here, isn't he? He's going to have to move. Does have the smoke available to him, but there's only one tiny little thimble of cover, and that's that tree, which isn't going to work out. Waikika Mukau with a different angle is going to pick that one up. So it's 3 teams that are up in that northern town in the Larkob, or 2 rather. AAP, of course, down south as well. DivisionX getting into an engagement here with Divine.
Oh, Levi's, 2 health. Are you serious for Divine? Never mind, still goes down anyway. DivisionX were all over that. Divine, unfortunately, couldn't really push out onto the road. Fury had their measure, so did ArkAngel Predator. I don't know where DivisionX are going to be going here. You can't go anywhere. That's
There's nowhere to go.
So
Fury, they're going to try and run out into the blue maybe and get around? I don't know.
No, they can't.
No, there's nowhere. Rip.
I mean, they can't climb on top of each other. Long K looks up and realizes how tall this wall is. He can throw nades. I guess he can throw smokes. They can impact this remaining battle between Fury Australia and ArkAngel Predator. There's nothing else that they can do. Long K, Rip. MBK, good night, guys. It was a good game from DivisionX Gaming in the end, though. They cannot take any more part in this one. 2 versus 2. The team from the Philippines or the team from Australia. Waikika Mukau and Insight versus Mad Dog and CJ18. Take us through this one, Jordan.
I think Insight might be the linchpin here. He's on the flank. Does start to get pushed in by the blue. AAP have the better position. And now that he's given away his own position with those grenades, you're going to see some getting thrown back on in by AAP. It's really just going to have to be some smooth shooting here from the Fury guys because AAP are the ones that are holding behind the cover. Waikika Mukau and Insight will have to start their move forward as this blue pushes them in.
Still a minute and a half, obviously, for this phase 9. Could take a while. Could all happen right now, depending on who wants to be the one to take the peak. They both look a little bit nervous. Fury Australia, though, with their back right onto the blue, whereas Mad Dog and CJ just a little bit in front of it. Not by much, but the Molotov from CJ kind of suggests they're not exactly sure where Fury Australia is. So they don't have the information. There were some shots put out. Insights at about half health. Mad Dog might now have that information. The nades, the concussion grenades, everything's being thrown out.
Dude,
It's final
how many
pushes.
nades?
How many is the real question, but there's none left for Mad Dog. The smoke is about to dissipate. CJ with the angle on the right side, knockdown on the white kick Mukau. 1 versus 2 left for inside. He can't get it done. CJ 18. He was massive tonight in all areas, in all maps. 17-point win for ArkAngel Predator. And they will be leading at the halfway mark. Can you believe it? The only team from the Philippines are in first position with 10 games to go for the PCS Charity Showdown APAC.
Yeah, they are actually slapping tonight. Great work from ArkAngel Predator. A nice 2v2 in the end there as well. And it was not an easy win. I was watching that whole circle, from, all the way back to, I don't know, phase 6 or 7, and thinking this is a difficult one to play with. All that defilade, the town still in play as well. You had to be aware of so many different angles. And ArkAngel Predator do come away with it. Got to give credit to Fury as well for making that into a second place. Great work from Waikiki Mukau and from Insight. Finally, a top 3 placing from those boys, as they've been pretty consistent in terms of the placements, but they haven't been able to push it over the edge.